It's your future. Own it.
The Bert Show on all the hits Q100.
Let me ask a relating question to that. And this is one of these things that's on the internet, and I don't know if it's true or not, so you can either deny it or say, yeah, I said that. But the internet has you saying you're doing an interview in Australia on a radio station there, and a reporter asks you, if you were stuck on a deserted island with either Satan or Joe Simpson, you said you'd take your chances with Satan.
I think I said there's no decision to be made because they're... No, I'm just kidding.
Because they're one and the same.
I want you all to understand how much they've done their research here. I mean, this is not only they've gone back a year for a quote, but an Australian quote.
Yeah. Dude, I was at the edge of the internet when I found that yesterday.
No, in all seriousness, it's certain scenarios work for certain people, and I'm not going to pass judgment on anybody or anything. It just that simply didn't work for she and I in that relationship, and it may work for others. So
she and I, or she and he and I?
A little bit of she and he and I.
A little bit of Three's Company.
Bert clearly hasn't heard the rule that what happens in Australia stays
in
Australia.
It's so true, though. We've talked about this on the show so many times that when you end up marrying somebody, ideally, you just want to say, it doesn't matter if I get along with their mom or their dad. It's me and it's her and it's us together. Right. But man, when things are tense and it's Christmas morning and you have to wake up in the same house as the in-laws, and if you're not getting along, that sucks. Yeah. You marry the whole family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Mark, you're on Q100.
Hey, good morning, Q100. How are y'all today?
What's going on?
Hey, good morning, Nicholas. How are you?
Hey, good. How you doing?
Good. I want to know, this is 2008, January, it's a new year. I won't ask you what your resolutions are, because that's so cliche. What are your goals for this year? What should we see, what's your plans for this year, 2008? What should we see more Nicholas Lachey doing this year?
One thing I've tried to really focus on more this year is doing more charity work. I think that when you're in a position like I'm fortunate enough to be in, it's good if you use that for some really good causes. And Clash the Choirs was one that was great. We raised $250,000 for the Children's Hospital in Cincinnati, and I'm actually doing a fundraiser with Jimmy Johnson from NASCAR next week at the Super Bowl, a golf outing and a party, raising money for charity. So that's one thing I've tried to kind of throw myself into this year is let's start a foundation, which we have. It's the Nick Lachey Foundation, and let's use all these great opportunities to do something good for the community and for people.
All right, I want to know about what it's like to be on Oprah's couch, because you were just on the Oprah Winfrey Show, right?
Yeah.
You get nervous about that?
Oh man,
that's Oprah.
She's I'd actually been on there before, and she's always been sweet as can be to me, and a really great lady, and I have nothing bad to say about Oprah. But you are intimidated.
Yeah.
There's some interviews you do where you feel like, all right, I can push back a little bit. With Oprah, it's like unless you're crying, she hasn't done her job yet,
right.
So she keeps pushing and pushing. But no, she's great. She's she's been really supportive of me, and I can't say anything bad about her. She's awesome.
Well, she'll have you removed from this earth.
Yeah.
You say something bad about Oprah,
exactly.
You disappear.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're gone.
But I also can say that I realize how many men watch the Oprah Winfrey Show after being on it, because guys would come up to me, yeah, you did a great job on Oprah. I mean, I normally don't watch the show, but so whatever.
All right, hanging out with Nick Lachey this morning. You're not, I'm assuming, in any rush to get out of here because you just flew in specifically for this, right?
That's right, yeah. I'm here all day.
Not in a rush. It doesn't mean he's not in a rush to go home.
Like, do you have somewhere to be, like, over the next 15 minutes?
No, I'm good.
Okay, you
I'm
sure?
good. Yeah.
Is it true what they told me that you specifically flew in for this, or somebody BS me?
That is very true. I'm flying right back after this. So.
Are you lying to me right now?
I'm here for you, Bert.
Okay. I'm trying to look into your eyes to see if you're lying. Because we're just not that special.
I'll show you my plane ticket.
Right.
He's 100% serious, because the first thing they said is how long is it going to be, because they're just going to get the first available flight back after the interview. So.
All right, it's 8:26 now.
We owe him.
We will spend more time with Nick Lachey, and we're going to ask him to help us out with widespread panis also.
Yes.
We're forming a rock band. We need some help.
Widespread what?
Panis.
Panis.
We'll explain to you what the panis is on the air.
Like penis?
P-A-N-N-U-S. Okay? We'll do a Google search while we're off the air, okay? It's 8:31 right now. When Nick splits here in about 15 minutes or so, we got to get into that, talking about the Moment of Truth last night
Yeah.
on Fox. Did you get a chance to watch that?
No, but I don't understand why anyone in the world would go on that show.
$500,000 on the line, man.
Man.
There was a guy on last night. His hottie wife is sitting there right in front of him. He's a former football player. Went to University of Cincinnati, actually.
Oh, really?
The
finest.
And his hottie wife is sitting there in front of him. And a couple of the questions. One was, have you ever done something that your wife doesn't know about that would make her distrust you? Now, there's $10,000 on the line right there.
I think Jen has the...
Yeah, the
What's
audio?
the second one? The
waiting to
I
get
have the
married
one about
or children.
his online use, and then the kid thing.
do the kid
children
one.
The kid one. Well, let me just tell you. So on this one, he says, yeah, I've done something that would make her distrust me. But they never ask the follow-up. So she's sitting there, and she has no idea what he's done that would make her not trust him.
Right.
And then they cut to the next question.
Do you think you've delayed having children because you're not sure if Katya will be your lifelong partner?
He knows he's going to be married to you forever.
I need your answer.
The answer is yes.
That answer is...
I'm dying here. No, but is it worth $100,000 to hear this stuff?
True.
So he basically told her last night on the show, they've been married 2.5 years, that he's holding off on having kids because he doesn't think they're going to be with each other.
This is like, it's like indecent proposal, you know? It's like, how far are you willing to compromise, you know, your life for money? It's kind of sad.
Well, I think it probably, I mean, if you're a teacher, or in his case, it was a personal trainer, and let's say dude's making $50,000 and they offer $500,000 to you, man, I guess you're willing to sell your soul at that point.
But I mean, at what point do you say, oh yeah, I cheated on my wife, and then all of a sudden, you know, it's like, how much is your marriage worth? Then you have to start putting monetary values on real things in your life, like your marriage and your kids, and you know, it's just...
Yeah, he's screwed. I mean, because he ended up losing on the question... because he's a personal trainer, like I said. Have you ever inappropriately touched one of your clients while you're working them out? And he said no, and he was lying. So they got zero amount of money, I think.
So it goes back to zero?
So then it goes back to zero. So the guy got nothing. And like Jeff said earlier this morning, the part you really want to see is backstage, when now she gets to start asking all the questions of the dude.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's a well, isn't there a little bit of unreliability with the polygraph? I mean, I think that's what you got to fall back on.
That's what I'd be saying if I was the dude.
This isn't 100%.
Right. Honey, it's 99.5% accurate. There's 0.5.
Exactly.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Lauren, you're on Q100. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning, Nick. I just wanted to know earlier, you had mentioned about doing charity work this year, and I don't want to be a cliche, but it just puts the Angelina and Brad idea in my head, and I know that your brother just had a child not too long ago. Has this inspired you by doing charity work and softened your heart to maybe having kids? Is that something that you can see you as an extra doing?
You're in the pressure cooker right now. They're not even married yet.
That was the most unusual segue into the kids question I've ever.
She took the longest possible route to that destination.
No, I've never made any secret of the fact that I love kids and I can't wait to have a family. But I also, I think appreciate how important the timing of all that is. And so, when the time is right, then sounds like a Cialis commercial. When the time is right. No, when the time is right, then, there'll be nothing in my life that I'll love more than my kids.
There are rumors all over the internet, again, that you guys are already planning a wedding in the summer.
Yeah, I think we planned a wedding for our birthday this year, one on our birthday last year. There's always going to be speculation, but I can say that the one kind of way I look at life now is one day at a time, and as long as we're happy today, then let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. But
have there been any couple that's gone out as long as you guys have? Have there been any discussions about the theory of marriage, or is this going to be forever? Have you guys talked about it?
No, I mean, I'm sure we both, believe in marriage and what that could be, but, at the same time, both understand that it has to be, at the right time and has to be when we're both, comfortable with, taking that step. So, we're happy, I'm happy being happy. That's kind of where I'm, ending it right now, and we'll see where it goes,
You guys haven't checked out rings together?